Jose Avalos with Intel Corporation. I'm the Director of Digital Signage at Intel. We see three major sets of challenges or requirements from the industry in order for the industry to continue its steady growth. As I talk to advertisers and network operators and the big, large media companies, there's three sets of recurrent requirements that we hear. The first set of requirements from large media companies is basically, we need the industry to give us a robust, standards-based media player that we can deploy into large networks. So today, the total cost of ownership of operating a network is very significant for the large media companies. And they want to be in the business of selling advertising, not maintaining and supporting media players out in the field. So with this in mind, Intel Corporation and Microsoft have announced a joint platform initiative to deliver a solution to the marketplace that is pre-validated by both Intel and Microsoft. And the objective is to deliver a standards-based digital signage media player platform that hopefully will address some of the fragmentation issues that we have seen in the industry in the past. The second set of requirements that we see really comes from the agencies and the brands. The agencies and the brands want to have anonymous media analytics technologies that provide proof of play and proof of impression that will provide measurement metrics for their campaigns. They want to be able to justify their CPM rates. They want to be able to increase their ROI. And in order to do that, they need anonymous video analytics solutions and technologies that can provide proof of play, proof of impression, and relevant information about the effectiveness of the campaigns. Now, the third set of requirements that we see in the industry is really, it really comes from advertisers and from agencies. And basically what they're saying to us is, you know, today, if I have to deploy a nationwide campaign or a multinational campaign, I got to make 50 phone calls to figure out what different networks I have to work with. So this is a significant gap in the industry today. Now, what's really encouraging is that over the last year, we have seen a number of startups that are increasing their investments, and we're also starting to see some new multinationals really enter the advertising aggregation and the network aggregation space. And we expect that over the next 18 months, the startups and these large multinationals will be able to offer the industry solutions that will effectively aggregate advertising and networks so that the brands and the agencies can go deploy nationwide and multinational campaigns. So those are really the three core set of requirements that are recurring, that we see are major gaps today, that if we solve them as an industry in the next 18 months, it would allow the industry to continue to grow steadily over time. In terms of growth, and in terms of the vertical markets that we see that will offer the most opportunity in coming years in digital signage, first let me say that from a worldwide perspective, we see tremendous growth across the industry. I think the analysts right now expect that we will continue at a clip of CAGRs that are close to 40% worldwide for the entire industry. Now, frankly, we're seeing some markets or some geographies where we see CAGRs that are exceeding 40%. For example, in Europe, we see tremendous growth there. We see tremendous growth in China, for example, too. Now, there, a lot of the growth is fueled by stimulus packages. You know, the Chinese government is investing hundreds of billions of dollars in infrastructure. One example is the Ministry of Rail. The Ministry of Rail has a 3-year program that started last year where they're investing upwards of $300 billion to basically lay out 25,000 miles of rail and 6,000 stations. Now, all of these stations are going to need digital signage. They're all going to need security solutions. They all are going to need point of sales. So tremendous growth. We're seeing tremendous growth in China. There are also some emerging markets where we're starting to see a lot of interest and a lot of growth in digital signage. For example, India, Turkey, Brazil, and Russia, to mention a few of them. So overall, we see tremendous growth. Now, in terms of the specific verticals, we see tremendous volume in retail, of course, and we're seeing tremendous growth in other verticals like transportation, healthcare, hospitality. So there's a number of them, but across the board we're seeing tremendous growth. I think there's two technologies that are really key. The first one is the ability to remotely manage networks, to remotely repair and maintain clients. I think that is a critical technology. At Intel Corporation, we have developed a technology that is called Intel Active Management Technology. And this is a technology that works below the operating system. Now, the benefit of that technology is that it allows a network operator to repair and maintain clients remotely. So even if for example, if the operating system would stop functioning, or if you need to replace a BIOS, you can do that with this technology. So this is a technology that not only will give you energy efficiency solutions, because you'll be able to turn the clients on and off remotely, but it will lower your overall total cost of ownership, because now, instead of paying $1,000 to $2,000 to do a service call to a media player or a sign, now you can fix that problem remotely. The second technology that we think is critical to the industry, and I already talked a little bit about this, is anonymous video analytics. Anonymous video analytics is absolutely critical. It's the foundational technology for proof of play and proof of impression, which are the metrics and information that the advertisers need to justify CPM rates and to justify return on investment. We think that's a critical technology. I mean, if you look today at the worldwide market for advertising, and different analysts have different data, but basically the data that I have seen estimates that the worldwide market for advertising, it's about $488 billion. Now, most of that goes to the traditional vehicles of advertising, television, radio, and print. Now, only about $58 billion goes into digital advertising, and out of that, only a small fraction of about $2 billion goes into digital signage. Now, that figure is growing, right? One of the analysts said that in 2008 it was about $1 billion, in 2009 it was about $2 billion, and they expect it to grow by about $1 billion every year. But that's still a very small fraction of the overall money that goes into advertising worldwide. So we think that this technology of anonymous video analytics for audience metrics, it's a key technology that will be the catalyst that will allow advertisers and brands to allocate more money from their campaigns into digital signage. And at Intel, we believe in digital signage as a vehicle of advertising, and we actually have started now to allocate budgets from our corporate campaigns into digital signage. We just run a campaign in the UK in Q4 where we actually allocated some of the budget to digital signage that is located in city centers like Manchester, Glasgow, and London, and also to malls, like malls in London, and also to train stations. We attended last year. In fact, this is the first time that we exhibit at Digital Signage Expo, and in fact, it's the first time that we exhibited in a digital signage specific trade show. The show has been fantastic. A lot of our customers are here. There's a lot of industry to industry discussion and collaboration. So far it's been fantastic. We had a session that was focused on the future of digital signage, and the key message that I emphasize is that we see digital signage becoming a lot more intelligent and cross-functional over time. The digital signage business at Intel reports into the embedded group at Intel. And we see this trend in a lot of embedded businesses today where devices become digital, and then once they become digital, then they want to become connected, and then once they become connected, they want to become intelligent. And in terms of digital signage, what that means, intelligence means that now we can remotely manage a network. It means that we can deliver energy efficiency solutions. It means that we have enough performance on the players to do anonymous video analytics for audience metrics. It means that we can process rich media content so that we can provide a rich experience for the end user. Now, once the devices become intelligent, then they want to be cross-functional. For example, we're starting to see some of our customers integrate digital signage solutions with point of sale and with the back office. Digital signage, join the revolution.